Social Zoom Factor episode 272.
Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Are you having to reinvent your brand to fit the new digital world and changing economy? Our new partner, Fiverr, wants to help you access the tools and support you need to succeed. Fiverr knows a little bit of help goes a long way, which is why they are launching Fiverr microgrants. Every month, up to 3 lucky small or medium-sized businesses will receive an extra boost in the form of $1,000 in Fiverr credits. Learn more and apply at pam.online/Fiverr. And remember, there's 2 R's in Fiverr. pam.online/Fiverr. Hey there, Zoomers, and welcome to Social Zoom Factor. This is your host, Pam Moore. All right, today I am going to share with you a 10-point checklist for you to create irresistible content. I also have a special surprise for you. I have a beautiful visual 29-page ebook with the 10-point checklist for irresistible content that you can go download for free. Just go to pam.online/content10. So let's dig into the 10-point checklist for irresistible content. Number 1 is, why are you creating this content in the first place? And when we talk about why, what is your primary number 1 goal and reason for creating that piece of content? I want you to think about that. And particularly if you have other people that you work with within your organization, or even with your boss that you report to, I want you to make it clear so that everybody who is involved in your project and in creating this piece of content, that they understand why. Why will anyone care that you create this piece of content? Is it designed to inspire? Is it designed to empower? Is it maybe just designed to make somebody laugh and feel good? Are you creating the piece of content in hopes that you will build brand awareness or attract a new customer? Why are you creating the content? All right, think about that. Number 2 is, who are you creating the content for? Who is the audience that you're actually serving? Get in the head of your customer. And I have a ton of resources that will help you with this. I encourage you to go grab my brand new buyer persona worksheet. It's free, and you can grab it at pam.online/mybuyer. And it will guide you in creating what we call a buyer persona, or a customer persona of your ideal customer. And when you're thinking about the who you're creating content for, you want to be looking at demographics, of course, but you want to be also looking at more than demographics. You want to know where they live, what they do, what their profession is, how much money they make, all of those things, of course. But also, what are their goals and objectives in life? What does success look like to them? What are the psychographics, like their behaviors and their attitudes? What are their social and their digital activities that they are engaging in frequently? What social networks do they hang out, and why? What communities are they a member of? You need to know all of these things. Honestly, the more you can know about your customer, the more successful your content is going to be. And this leads us right into number 3, which is, how is your content actually going to help them? How are you going to serve them? What type of value will your content offer your audience? How will you inspire and empower them to achieve their goals? How does it solve their problems? The things that keep them up at night, how are you going to help them get a better night's sleep because you're solving their problems? Number 4 is your content understandable? And understandable content means they can understand the meaning and the purpose of that content? Are you speaking in the same language and tone that they expect? They don't look at your content or read your content or listen to your content and are just more confused. Remember, KISS. Keep it super simple. All right. You don't need to overcomplicate that. And even I am guilty of that because I've spent 25 plus years in marketing. I spent 15 years working in corporate America, started my own company 10 years ago. So I love marketing frameworks and models and, data, digging into the nerdy side of marketing and tech. But I always have to lift myself up and say, how can I make this super simple that people can understand? Because it's all for nothing if they don't understand what we're talking about. Number 5, is it relatable? So how will your content help you connect with your audience? Is your content speaking at your audience or is it speaking with them? Are you speaking to them as a human? Is it a topic and that you're communicating it in a way and with language and with the right medium that they can understand and they can relate to? Does your content have proper context and meaning? Is it going to be relevant? Okay, I know we're getting into some awesome content here. I still have 5 more ways that you can create irresistible content. But before we go there, please give a quick listen to our sponsor. They are what keeps us zooming. I'll be right back. Building a digital brand that stands out and connects with your audience and clients online is imperative for success. Businesses everywhere are learning how to adapt to the new normal. The struggle is real. Whether you're launching your first business, scaling your current business, or in need of some creative support to complete a project, Fiverr's global network of on-demand freelance talent is ready to help you zoom. The current business climate is extra challenging, and Fiverr knows a little bit goes a long way. That's why we're working with them to launch Fiverr microgrants. Every month, up to 3 businesses will receive an extra boost in the form of $1,000 in Fiverr credits. You heard that right. $1,000 in Fiverr credits to use however you like. Simply hop over to pam.online/Fiverr to learn more and apply. Again, that's pam.online/Fiverr. Good luck. Terms and conditions apply. Number 6, is your content actionable? This is one of the things that I think a lot of marketers really forget about. We always are thinking about how can I make sure I grab attention with my content? How can I make sure that people click on it? But what is the action you want them to take, right? What is the action you want them to take after they click on it? Our audiences love us to tell them what to do. They love you to say, make sure you go download this worksheet because it's going to help you. But you can't drive action unless you do some of the other things we've talked about. Understanding who your audience is, knowing what action your audience will be interested in taking. And I think that's the big mistake that marketers make. And so we are either over-focused on promotion and just clicking a link and we're like, okay, we're driving some action. But the thing is, you don't know your audience. You haven't connected with them. You're not giving them a reason to take action. You don't have meaning. You're not relatable. And so your campaigns fail. So when you think about action, it's much deeper than just, I want my audience to click and to download. That's not it. Will your audience understand clearly, one, the action that you want them to take, but most importantly, how is that action actually going to benefit them? What is the benefit on the other side of that, right? How will the action benefit their business or benefit their life? And remember, your audience wants you to help them take the right action. If they are giving you their attention and they're listening to your video, watching your video, listening to your podcast, reading your blog post, checking out your social media profile and some of your content, they're already investing time. They're giving you attention. How much attention they give you is going to be up to you and whether you are able to then engage them and get them to go deeper with you and your brand. So understanding that action is so important, and it's not just all about you. Number 7 is your content shareable? Can your content be easily shared to social media and other channels? And by this, I mean technically. And I don't know about you, but when I go to a website and I love a piece of content, I want to be able to share that piece of content with my community, right? With my friends. And it drives me nuts, particularly some of the huge media sites nowadays. I was on one the other day and I could not believe that they did not have any share buttons. And, a lot of this comes from conflict where they don't want to promote a Twitter or something because they want you to go to the destination. But you need to throw that way of thinking, honestly, out the window. Your content needs to be shareable, and you need to make sure that you have the right buttons on your website or blog to make that easy for people to share. And you need to make sure that you also have the right metadata and images. So for example, if you have a WordPress blog, you need to make sure that you have the right plugins that are going to make the right images auto-populate when somebody shares that to a Twitter or to, a LinkedIn or a Facebook. There's a lot of great plugins out there. I love using Social Warfare. That's one of them we use, as well as All-in-One SEO. It has some social features as well. So I encourage you to check those 2 out. So that was the technical aspects of making sure your content is technically shareable. But you also want to make sure, obviously, that your content is high enough quality and value that people will want to share it. Is the content something that will also be easily understood when it is shared with a wider audience? So it's just something for you to think about. Number 8, is your content findable? And by this, we mean, are you including the right keywords that your target audience is actually using when they conduct an online search? And remember, people are searching nowadays in platforms like Google, obviously, and the different search engines, but they're also searching on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram. And they're using things like hashtags and a lot of different keywords. So you want to make sure that you're using the right language that people are actually searching for. You also want to make sure that you are optimizing for voice and for text search. And I talked about this earlier in the year. You can check out some of my earlier podcast episodes in this year. And I dug into some of the trends for digital and social media. And I talked a lot more about voice search. So I encourage you to check that out. And also in regard to making your content findable, do you have the right metadata and other content that makes your content easily indexed by the search engines and social networks? So that again is a technical aspect of making your content findable. If you aren't using an agency or a web developer or consultant to help you with these things, and if you have a WordPress blog, check out those same plugins that I mentioned earlier. All-in-One SEO will help you do that as well. So definitely make sure you have that right metadata. Number 9 is, how will you promote it to ensure people see it? So when we're talking about promotion, how are you going to ensure that your content is seen by a wide enough audience to provide your business value? So if we're a brand new business and nobody really knows who we are, or maybe we're a business that has been in business for 25 plus years, but we do not have a digital presence and we're trying to reach a new audience. Although you've been around for 25 years, the people you're trying to reach online may not know who you are. They may not have ever heard of your brand. So you're going to need a promotions plan so that people will find your content and see your content. So how maybe you can utilize the social networks to promote your content. You can do some paid media, maybe a combination of some paid Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter ads, along with your owned media, so the platforms that you own, and maybe some earned media. So maybe some user-generated content, and maybe you can work with some micro-influencers in your industry or local market. And how can you tap into the power maybe of broader audiences? We call it the OPC, other people's content, other people's community, where you're partnering with friends and family and other people in your industry. I truly believe, that we all can be better together than we are as one. And a lot of times when you're trying to grow your business and you have limited resources and you need promotion and maybe you don't have a ton of money to pay for paid media, you really need to be tapping into micro-influencer marketing as well as OPC, other people's content and community. If you need help with that, reach out, and our agency, Marketing Nuts, can help you. Number 10, how will it benefit your business? Because you need to also be excited about your content, all right? If you're not excited about your content, it's likely not going to be irresistible. Okay? You need to put effort and heart into your content. So there does need to be business benefit that comes back to you. So what does success look like to your business if this piece of content performs optimally? What does that look like? I want you to envision that. How are you going to measure success? What are your top business goals and objectives? You need to make sure you are very clear on that. So inspire, connect, achieve. When we inspire our audiences to connect with us with a top goal of helping them achieve their goals, we achieve ours by default. So there you have it in a nutshell, your 10-point checklist for irresistible content. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also go grab my free 29-page ebook with the 10-point checklist for irresistible content. Go grab it now. Go to pam.online/content10. Enjoy. I wish you the best of success. That's a wrap.
If you're ready to zoom your business and zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.